Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Retro Pixel Castles, and this is going to be episode 1 for this new series here we're starting up. And Retro Pixel Castles, a little bit about the game. It's currently in early access. It's been under development for a while. The developer is actually extremely good at releasing patches and keeping in touch with his community, which is pretty awesome. It's being developed by 60 Gig Games, which you can see down at the bottom there, and a Twitter account for Raymond Doer, I believe it is, which is the man behind the curtain who is designing Retro Pixel Castles. So this game is kind of like a godlike village management game with a sort of survival twist to it. So you're managing these villagers, you're trying to build up your village, but on top of that you're also trying to defend the village because as the game progresses forward, creatures start spawning into the world you're in, and they try to attack your village. Now this game has no end-winning goal. The only goal of this game is to survive as long as possible. You will eventually die because every single day in the game, the monsters get tougher, and eventually they will overrun your village. So the goal is just to survive for as long as possible. We are playing with Indev23, which was just released yesterday. Which is the patch that was just released yesterday. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to go just do a skirmish game, nothing crazy. Just skirmish to try to, we're going to play one skirmish game and see how long we can survive for, and that'll be the series. But definitely exciting nonetheless. So here's some official maps we have that we could try out. A good thing to look for is kind of a place where you can build a bottleneck. It's pretty important in this game to kind of be able to bottleneck the monsters to sort of just come from one particular area. And so when we look at these maps, that's kind of what I look for, is places with bottlenecks. Now there's a map here actually called Bottleneck. I can assure you I died on this map several times. It does not help. There we go. There we go. A nice little pop-up there for you guys to check out. For my multiple monitors program. Let's go ahead and try stick. I already see a little area up here that looks like it might be worth trying to survive in. So we are doing survival mode. New game. I've already got about 3 hours in this game. It's super addicting. I'm going to warn you guys right now. I was going to jump in for like 15 minutes and give it a try, and I ended up getting caught up for like 3 hours. It was insane how addicting this game is. So here is the starting area. I'll go ahead. You can pause the game, but you can't really look around when it's paused. So the big thing to remember about this game is you do want to start getting your village up as soon as possible. So I don't want to waste too much time talking about what's going on the map. I'll kind of show it off as I build the village. We'll take a look at the map, but do understand that this is going to be the area that I set up in because we can kind of bottleneck this area. Now this is the village center. We're going to go ahead and plop that down. I think right here is honestly a perfectly fine spot. We'll go a little bit over like here. So there we go. We got the village down. It's going to be ready to be built. Here is all of our villagers here. Now for them to actually build this, we're going to have to go ahead and queue them up as builders. So as we add them to the list, you'll see a bunch of them start running over to it to build it. However, well, what are they doing? Why aren't they building it? Well, that would be because we don't have any resources. So let's go ahead and queue up some trees to be cut down. These are all trees around our area here. We'll start with these kind of clusters of trees off to the side because those clusters of trees will actually, we'll clear those up so we have room for more buildings. We'll cut this patch down, we'll cut this patch down, and we'll cut this patch down here. And then we'll have a designated tree farming area at some point, but that can come later in the game. Okay, and so that once they start going to cut the trees down, you'll see that people will start hauling logs to there and they'll start building it. Now, I can't really control the villagers. I just kind of give them tasks to do and they accomplish it. So similar to games like Dwarf Fortress or such. Now, we don't want to necessarily take this stone here, these mountains we kind of have. They create natural barriers for us to be safe behind. So we don't really want to go and knock those down. If we can help it, if there's certain places we can kind of target, that would be the better way to do it. I think we'll go ahead and maybe dig into the mountain just right here off to the side for now. But they only need 6 more rocks for that. So what else do we need? Well, we're going to need some housing, particularly tents. Where do I want my housing area to be? We got a lumber shack. We got a small shack over here, a small farm. I'll put some farms over here. It's very important in this game to kind of early in the game lay out where you want things to go. I think we'll go ahead and put our housing over here. And we'll just build 4 of them for now. We don't want to go too crazy. But there they go, bringing the rocks in. And then once they're done with those rocks, they'll go ahead and they'll start building these tents. And then the villagers will automatically start claiming tents, which gives them housing quarters. So now while they're doing that, we'll take a look at this map. This is a fairly large map. Lots of resources. We see down here we've got a very interesting area. This actually would have been a pretty cool area to set up a small base. You can see there's some tents here already and some walls, as well as a really cool floor pattern. But there's a couple different neat areas. I see a small shack over here with a bunch of farms. All sorts of cool stuff on this map in particular. But this area wouldn't have been big enough anyways for our base, because you can see the village center is fairly large. This would have been not a bad bottleneck area either if we kind of carved into the mountain and spread out towards like down here. But even then, this really isn't a bad spot because I can wall this off here and put towers. And then over here, I really just only need like some towers in here in this area. So this is a really good spot to base up. And then I can cut down over into here. And that's how I can kind of expand my base and like getting rid of some of the trees over here. So now that they're building these tents, let's go ahead and reclaim this lumber shack. You can see we've got some broken down buildings in the area. We can go ahead and reclaim those and get them rebuilt back up. We're going to want the lumber shack because that is where, of course, our lumbers are going to be for cutting down trees. That's going to be kind of the area they work out of. We'll want food as well, so we might as well go ahead and reclaim this small farm so we can get them to work building the farm as well. We want to get food. It's only going to take 12 logs, and if they cut these trees down right here, they should get the logs that they need, so it won't be much of an issue. Now you can actually click here and see that these buildings have priorities that you can put. So this has a building priority of 8, while this one is all the way at the bottom. We'll move it to the top. We want the farm before you want the lumber shack, I feel, because food's pretty important. I think food comes before wood, depending on who you are. Wood wall. I don't want to put wood walls just yet. We are going to want wood walls, but I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. Or this early in the game. Same with defensing. We'll get to defenses in a bit. Now, a mining facility. We're going to want that wherever we think we're going to harvest the most stone. I figure we're pretty much going to dig this whole mountain out for the most part. So really it's kind of hard to say. Right here would probably be like a good area, which means I have these trees and these trees to clear out. So let's go ahead. We'll actually take these trees off of queue and we'll queue up these trees over here so we can hurry up and have an area for our mining area. Now, we've also got some carrots in the ground here. You can see as soon as the farm's built up, I'll go ahead and put some workers on the farm and we'll set them about gathering all of these carrots in the area. Farm's getting built now, and you'll see the farm appear over here. There it is. We can have up to 2 farmers on it. Now we have 24 out of 24 builders working on this. You can see we have no unemployed villagers, so all of our villagers are currently builders. We're going to remove 2 of those guys to go ahead and be farmers. In fact, we're also going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them off of building. The reason we're going to do that, and it's going to sound kind of weird, but bear with me. We want 8 guys kind of just lounging around and conversing and talking about what's going on. And you can see some of them are hanging out and talking now. And the reason we want them to do that is because we want some of our villagers to start building relationships. Because if they build relationships, then eventually they will go inside of these tents and they will make babies. Which we need babies because we need as many villagers as we can get. So that's actually a lot more important than you would think. Now, I could get another farm up, but I think 1 farm is going to handle the population we have right now, so we're not going to worry about it. However, other things I definitely need. We need the mining area, but since these guys are working on getting these trees out of here, I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Let's put our farmers to work harvesting food. We'll start with the food over here because it is in the way. There's also food right here, but we'll leave it where it is. And then let me set just a little bit of crystals to be mined because we're going to need crystals for our towers, our defense towers, which we are going to want to start building some soon. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and set up a boiler because we need a boiler for actually setting up our building our ammo for our towers. And we'll go ahead and put that really I probably could get rid of the small shack and put it in here, but maybe I'll just put the lumber mill in there. I don't really need the small shack here, so we'll go ahead and set that to, oh wait, I didn't want to reclaim it. We'll set it to get rid of there. They'll tear it down and give us, it'll give us resources if there is any there. If there's not, then that's that. Oop. Out of building slots. Upgrade your camp or build an ancillary. Okay, so this is actually pretty new. Hold on, I'm gonna wait for them to deconstruct this, and they are getting resources for that, so that's good. Yeah, so in Indev23, which is the patch that was just released, so patch 23, actually created an upgrade feature for not all of the buildings, but for some of the buildings. You can now upgrade your camp, which is pretty cool, which is why I technically couldn't build the boiler, but now that this is destroyed, I can. So we will have to upgrade our camp if we want to be able to build more buildings, and I think that's actually a really neat feature. I'm excited to mess around with it because it is definitely new. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want that there. I do not want that there. Why is this stuck here? There we go. Yeah, no, get rid of you. I don't want it there because it's right in the way of where I want to put my farms. I guess we'll go ahead and upgrade our camp. We've got the resources to do it. Let's get everybody busy. Okay, lumberjacks. We'll just go and put 2 people on doing lumberjack duty. Okay, boiler. We'll go ahead and put it down here right below the farm then. I don't need another farm, but I do need, once this is upgraded, I need to start looking at defense. I think we'll go ahead and get some bow towers set up. But yeah, once this is upgraded, that's when we'll do it. Alright, does everybody have housing? They do. Okay, good. Go ahead and just permanently destroy some of this terrain. We've got some tree stumps here, you can see. We're going to get rid of those tree stumps so that we can put our mining area here as soon as this is all cleared up. And getting some more stone mined down there, which we do need for this upgrade. You can see the lumberjacks are busy gathering all of our wood. Farm is doing good. The boiler is getting built now. Yeah, we're going to want to get the bow tower as quick as possible. This guy's bringing the last rock in, so we should see this upgrading, which is really fun to watch it upgrade, actually. It's pretty neat. You can see they start building things over time. Hurry up, builders. Get some work done. I gotta put some bow towers down. We could be attacked any minute now. Actually, I think it's day 2 or day 3 that we start getting attacked. Up here on the top, since I haven't explained it yet, you can see here we got a blue bar with some special abilities. This is sort of where the godlike portion comes in. All sorts of magical abilities up here that allow me to help my villagers and to help them by fighting enemies. I can resurrect. I can encourage, motivate land. I can encourage trees to grow and carrots and such. So all sorts of really interesting things up here that come in handy. And this is your influence bar for being able to use these abilities. So that is something pretty important to know if you guys did not know it. No available crystals, but they should be able to mine these crystals. Hold on, get rid of that tower. If I put one down, I'd like to put one. I see that there's crystals in the way over here. Hold on. We are going to want at least these crystals here to all be mined at some point. But we definitely need to get even if it's not perfect, we can always fix it in the future. Let's at least go ahead and get some bow towers down now, because they're going to be a lifesaver, honestly. 3 of them's a lot, but we're going to want to get them down. Now it says no crystals available, but I do believe that they will pull some of these crystals out when the time comes. They just don't have any place to store crystals right now, but I think once they need them for these, they'll actually mine them. At least that's been my experience, that I don't need a crystal harvestry for them to pull crystals out for my towers. I don't know if that's changed, but that's how it was when I was doing it earlier. Before the patch 23. But I still do want to build a crystal harvestry. I just don't really want to put it there. There's no good spot to put it, I guess. Like here wouldn't be a bad spot, but no, I guess I could just put it like here. Or here. I do want it near the crystals. I will say that. Okay, I'm going to max out my builders here. Because these towers are pretty important to get up. Once this boyer's done here, they should start focusing on the towers. And I might go ahead and... You can see it's very dark right now. I could place a torch if I want to. Magic torch. Go put one over here by the towers. Yeah, so once they're done with the boyer, they should start focusing on the towers, and I probably want to get a crystal harvestry set up as well at some point. But here we go, we got the boyer on the way. I'll go ahead and take one builder off, because I already know that's how many I want to put on the boyer. There we go, so we got one Fletcher. One will be enough. It will take a while for one guy to make the arrows, but by the time the towers are built, he should already have some arrows made. So I'm not that worried about it. And you can see that they are actually gathering my crystals here for my towers, so very good. We just need them to start mining rocks now. And I need my lumberjacks here to hurry up and get into these areas. Food is looking all right. I hate to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and remove this food area here simply because it is going to be in the way. However, there's a whole nother food area here, so it's not too big of a deal. There's probably more food in the area somewhere too. Some here. Some down here. Some over here. A little far away, but we can always try to make paths to it in the future or something. There's things we can do about it if we need to. Almost got our first tower built, so that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead. Once we start getting the towers set up, I might start messing with walls. I don't want to do it just yet. Do not want to do it just yet. But here we go. First tower getting set up. We can see the Fletcher over here carrying logs over to the boyer, so he should start making arrows shortly. We're going to want to get some towers set up here as well. I might just wall in this whole area for now, just for the heck of it. In fact, I'll go ahead and do that. Let's just wall that whole area in, and then we'll put some towers behind the wall. Until I don't feel like I'm not going to expand that way, and until I do, I'm just not going to worry about it. All right. And first bow tower is up, and it's got some ammo. Very good. So now that we've got the second bow tower about to be up, and the walls are starting to go up, let's go ahead and get some more harvesting. We'll go for another crystal harvestry. Or not another one. We'll go for our first crystal harvestry, I think. I just don't know where a good spot is. Really, I'd love to put it like... Well, this isn't a bad area. It's really not. If I get rid of that one crystal area, I can move it one more over. It's all about trying to have enough room for everything is really what it's about. It's very important that you have enough room for everything. There we go, and the wall's going up. Don't get trapped out there, little villager. Here, I'll take care of you. Where are you going? Where are you going? He's trying to make it back. Hold on. We can pick him up and move him back ourselves. That should help him a lot. Hurry up and get this tower up. Okay, and we can now have the room for the crystal harvestry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and so there we have it, episode 1 of Retro Pixel Castles. Yeah, neat little game. Still a lot to dive into, so we haven't even fully touched on everything yet. Still lots of defenses to build, still lots of walls to build, lots of ways for us to improve our camp, as well as upgrading our tents and upgrading our actual camp area, getting some more farms, getting some more industries, making weapons and armor for our citizens. Yes, lots and lots to do, and plenty of time to do it, so no rush, except for the imminent threat of monsters, which are coming next episode. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. I do hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you next time.